How far gone was he?
How far gone was he?
Trevor?
Very far. My greatest fear was that he just wouldn't wake up. And he said all the time, that he wanted to kill himself. He didn't want to live anymore. That's hard to hear. My name is Shelly Berger, and my son is Trevor. He was very strong-willed. If he wanted to do something, he just set his mind to it and did it. He's very talented. He could learn anything quickly. My favorite childhood memory, there was a lot of them. He was a motocross racer. So I think he was 7th grade, and he'd been working all day to learn this jump, and he made the jump, and he was so excited. It was just so fun to watch that, because just the joy on his face, he's like, I did it, I did it. And that was a great time for me. I didn't come from a family of addiction, so I didn't know addiction. It never even crossed my mind. The moment that I felt that there was an issue was when things just started disappearing from the house. That's when I knew that, this is more than I think this is. So he had a dirt bike accident the summer that he graduated from high school. He had to be life flighted to Lubbock. He was within 20 minutes of bleeding out, an incision this long down his stomach. And he did well. I thought he did well. Obviously they put him on pain pills when he got home. I held them, I gave them to him, and I didn't think there was an issue. And I just felt or saw with him a depression set in at that time. Sorry. Just kind of a darkness came over him because he knew he couldn't race anymore. He just had I don't know how to describe it, but just kind of a dead look in his eyes. And if you look back at his many mugshots, you'll see that look in his eyes. It was just blank. The first portion of all his rehabs, his dad was alive. And so, we did the things together. I think he was in the worst shape of his whole addiction during Marty's cancer. And, getting pills from his dad, just all the things. And my greatest fear was that he just wouldn't wake up. Or that he was gonna get in a car and hurt somebody and kill somebody or kill himself. And he said all the time, that he wanted to kill himself. He didn't want to live anymore. Because you gave him life. And hear that they want to take it and that there's nothing worth living for. That's hard to hear. There was a verse that I stood on, and I have actually a big thing of it in my house that talks about, I'll see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. And that's what I see now. Someone spoke over him that he would be over people, and that he would speak to thousands, and he would tell his story, and people would come to know the Lord because of his addiction. But now that's come true, and he's speaking to people, and he's, all the things. And that was my hope. Just standing on that verse, that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living, and I am.
I'm alive today because I had an example of Jesus in front of me through all of that. And that person was you. It was always you from the very beginning, even whenever your family told you not to, even whenever your family told you to give up and everybody around you told you to give up, you didn't, and I'm alive today because of it. So thank you for loving Jesus first and loving me how Jesus loved you, because I would not be alive today if it wasn't for that. So Hope is Alive is not the first sober living that I've lived at. I walk in the door and I met with smiles, and I met with, at the time I didn't know what it was, right? But looking back, it was, I could feel the Holy Spirit whenever I walked in the home. I firmly believe that everything I went through, all of it, my dad dying in treatment, all the jails, all the institutions, all the emergency room, hospital visits, that all had a purpose, and it's for what I do today. And I believe from the bottom of my heart that I've been called to do what I do today, which is to help people out from addiction and meet Jesus. These things had to happen in my life so that more could be saved. If I could go back, I don't know if I would change it, because I see the lives change today because of what I had to go through. Yeah, and that's why I know I was made for more, that I wasn't meant for that life. I know why I went through it, but I wasn't made for that. I was made to be doing what I'm doing right now, working for God's kingdom and pulling people out from the darkness. That's what I was made for. I was made for more than my addiction. I was made for more than all the pain, than hurting my family. I was made for more than all of that. And it's very evident to me in everything that happens to me today.
I wasn't made to be tending a grave. I was called by name, born and raised back to life again.